It's recording, but where is it recording? It says it's recording, but
Yeah,
it's
it
not
is
showing.
recording. So it just would do the same thing for me also. Wouldn't ask where it's recorded.
Huh, what happened? There should be a security tab down here. Do you have something called a security tab? Something that says security?
Yeah,
Okay, so I don't see it, I guess. Or maybe I am because I'm the participant in this case.
right.
The problem is we wouldn't necessarily know where this is being recorded until we end the session.
Earlier it used to ask
Yeah,
us.
right. I remember too. Uh, Last time
Well,
it
perhaps now the account is inactive.
it has nothing to do with it. So I checked. It seems if it's a one-on-one meeting, they don't have any limits whatsoever. They don't have any time
Really?
limits. Yes, for one-on-one Zoom meetings, no limits, no nothing. So the free account is perfectly fine for just for the two of us.
Oh,
So that's good. That's one good news. Has nothing to do with paying or subscription or nothing. None of that matters.
oh, why didn't we know that before?
But it's just for one-on-one. That's the problem.
Well, if they want to take the class, they should either come to this place or to your place.
Right, 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 right.
So,
So let me maybe start with what I did this week.
good.
So you asked me to read, which I did. I believe I read chapter, well, section 2, and I think I read 2 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
I read
Great.
uh, I read the chapter on a broad introduction, and I also read a chapter on what was it, Vinaya Pitaka. I think he has an introduction on Vinaya
Yes.
Pitaka, so I read that too. For most part, so to give us a quick summary, for most part he was explaining the ninefold approach to Tripitaka.
Dispense. Yeah.
Yes, so that he was explaining what those stand for, what those mean, and such and
Mm-hmm.
so forth. So that was basically the gist of my reading. I took few notes, but I didn't necessarily have a lot of questions, to be honest with you, because I think I asked those questions prematurely, and
Mm-hmm.
that way it kind of helped me understand things that were in the second chapter.
Yeah, one thing to notice here is now Navanga is clear, and then it's saying in the very beginning that uh, about 84,000 divisions
Oh, okay,
according to units of Dhamma. Asuharadahak Dharmaskandhe.
right,
So that is the literary belief of it.
okay,
That because
I see.
everything is Asuharadaha in Buddhism, which in other words meaning it's uncountable.
I see, I see. So
So
the figure doesn't really matter. It's not a figurative
figure
value. It's
doesn't
just
matter.
right. Okay. The expression is basically an idiomatic expression to say it's a vast amount of knowledge. Am I right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So I
So
go ahead.
Kalpa Suharadahak
Yeah.
Perumpiro,
Yes.
things like
84.
that.
Right.
Yeah,
Asuhara Kotyak Devi Varu. Everything something to
exactly.
do with the 84,000, 84 million, 84.
Yeah, which is asking like don't try to count it.
I see. Okay. All right. That kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was
Yeah.
little confused at the very beginning about. I got it clarified. I guess I wasn't reading carefully enough, but at some point he breaks down the Vinaya Pitaka into three major subsections:
Yeah,
Mahavibhanga, Kandaka, and
Parivara.
Parivara. For some reason, I again it was simply my misunderstanding. I broke broke them down to Bhikkhu Vibhanga and something, and I was like, no, that doesn't add up. That's not. That's more than three. So I reclassified them. So now I have a rough idea of what that means.
Good.
Uh,
So Bhikkhu and Bhikkhuni Vibhanga belong to the first category.
yes, Sutta Vibhanga, Sutta
Yeah,
Vibhanga, Khandaka, and Parivara.
yeah.
Uh, it's fascinating, interesting, the way it's reclassified, I guess.
It is, and I think, let me take a note that we should also read a little bit of a rule laid by the Buddha
Okay.
and how it came to be. I mean, I will first share with you uh, some portion to read,
Okay.
like, and then what happened, and after that, excuse me, we can both look at it together. And of course, we have English translations of these.
Awesome. I like that. So that was about chapter two for most part. Chapter two, and I believe I kept on reading a little bit more. I think I started reading chapter. I wish this had.
Did you go this far?
I think that's where I stopped probably.
Hmm.
Maybe a little further.
Yeah.
I did have a question though. Come to think of it, he mentioned something called agama,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Agama.
remember. Please. So I was going to say, I remember when I was at Maba, they referred to the Tripitaka as Agama, or at least in
Hmm.
the syllabus I saw something about Agama and Nikaya. The word
Yeah.
Agama to me means something different from my mother tongue. So
Yeah.
what is Agama?
Agama means what has arrived, which is actually the Tripitaka in Chinese literature,
So
as it has been preserved.
Agamanaya, basically.
Yeah, right.
I see.
But in our culture, it's Buddhism, like a religion.
Religion, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So Agama is basically, loosely speaking, Agama is another word for the scripture,
Tripitaka,
Tripitaka,
but Chinese one.
Chinese. Okay, all right. That's what I guessed, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, yesterday the question, it was not necessarily a question in the chat box. Someone earlier had a question, and I was trying to see if I can help her understand.
Okay.
She was asking if mind is the reason for smell and touch and all the five other senses. And so I was basically trying to see if I can clarify mind in Buddhist view is another sense faculty, just like the nose,
Yeah.
tongue. So I don't know whether
Oh,
my writing came across correctly or not, and whether she understood, whether she
I
actually.
think, okay. So I thought you were giving just, you were trying to understand yourself or giving giving a
Not at all.
something.
Not at all.
I should have read the beginning of it. I mean, I perhaps did, and then,
Uh, chat, the Zoom chat is usually not helpful. I've run into the same issue when I'm teaching. Students sometimes add things in the chat, and I skim through them, and they're asking one thing, I'm answering something different because
yeah,
it's not helpful. If you don't, so to understand, you have to basically read from the top. That takes too much time. You just read the last thing and try to answer.
yeah,
Um, but I think it was what was her name? Michelle, maybe Michelle.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think she was asked. It's a very legitimate question. She was asking if mind is the one recognizing smell, sound, and all that. If my
I think,
understanding is correct, please correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that's not the way to look at it, right? I mean, you have the sense faculty and you have a sense object, and there's a consciousness which is
mm,
not necessarily mind, but it is mind.
mm.
So little is that.
I think it's a great question she has asked. We
Yes.
should have explored a little bit.
But then again, it
Uh,
was late, right? I think in your time it was 9
yeah, I
something.
mean, I
So
didn't
right.
want. I usually don't want things to go more than 1 hour anyway because it's useless.
So perhaps next time I'll try to see if I can also join. Perhaps maybe next time we can start the discussion with that, because I thought that was a great question to uh, further
Yeah, I
explore.
think it's best if she joins also, so we
Oh, she's
clarify.
not a regular attendee.
So maybe not.
I
I don't
see.
remember by name
Okay, okay. Yeah, someone else jumped in. Some other gentleman jumped in, but he didn't answer the question. He was talking
Mark
about, yes, he was talking about something to do with psychology or
because
something.
he's a social worker and
Ah,
more informed about psychology stuff.
right. Uh, but I thought his answer didn't answer the original question either, and you were helping other people who were asking live questions, and I thought this is gonna get buried one way or the other. So I thought I'll jump in, but I think I might have created more confusion. It's okay.
No, 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 not really. I mean, but well, your comment helped. I looked into that, and I also thought that this was an ongoing chat between and among the group
Right,
members,
right,
and I wanted it to continue the way it went. But that's how we learned,
right, right. So the
and
other thing, go ahead, please.
I
Sorry.
was also, I mean, I did very well, and then when I realized the time is running, I was just wanting to end it.
So did you make the meditation session longer? I thought it used to be about 20 minutes. I think yesterday we did maybe 40 minutes or close to 40
Yeah,
minutes.
I make it longer
Okay.
most of the days now because
Okay.
I feel like it's not worth it ending in 20
20
minutes.
minutes. Okay.
And our group is now there.
Ah,
Except only
uh,
for 1 or 2 people they are not able to join
okay.
that well, that closely. I mean, not make that connection.
Okay. Okay.
I want people to get the habit of meditating longer and saving only 10 minutes for the discussion. But yesterday it seems we needed another 40 minutes for the discussion.
Right. Just to let you know, my son was following the meditation, guided meditation to downstairs.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Good.
uh, he came up.
See, now,
Very good.
wow, impressive. What did he say?
I think he likes it. So I asked him, I gave him the offer. I told him there's going to be a guided meditation by the monk who came to our house. Do you want to participate? He said, yes, sure. So I set up I think I used the Facebook live feed. I pushed
Ah,
the Facebook live feed to the TV downstairs, and I think he observed it. Brother and sister also sat next to him, but I don't necessarily think they meditated. At least they didn't make any noises, so I'm okay with that then. um, so
good.
some
See, the number we see is more than it's
y-
just a number, but then
yes,
there are
yes,
other people benefiting from it.
right.
That's the point. Good to know that.
So I'm about to share something with you because I don't think I can share the screen. It's not a limitation. It's a limitation on my machine basically. I'm on a Linux machine, so I cannot.
There is no
Uh,
co-host option.
Even if I was a co-host, I don't think I can share anything because I think my machine itself, the machine I'm
Oh,
using, the operating system I'm using, is not letting
you
me.
shared something in Google.
Yes, I just shared a Google Doc um, to show you what I was doing with the other translation. If you go to the button next to the gear wheel, oh, okay, it shows up on the email. Okay, that's fine. So this is the same document you sent me. What I wanted to do, first of all, I wanted to write it down in my script so that way
Ah,
I'm forcing myself to really read it and pay attention to what I'm reading.
oh, this is wonderful. I used to do this.
I'm planning to continue it. Uh, I'll finish it obviously, but I think I did maybe 1.5 pages. Um, getting faster now. Some characters are not recognized by Google input tool, so I have to copy paste them from different places. So there's a Chaku.
Oh, can't you
Chaku.
directly type from
I
the
can,
computer?
a lot of characters I can, but for example, the Alankaritva, couple of
Oh,
lines,
those ones.
the end with the dot on top. Google doesn't understand that part, so I had to copy
Oh,
paste it from somewhere. Um, I also got some help from translation. So I didn't use Uttadamatero's translation. Instead,
mhm,
I got some help from a singular translation. I
mhm,
didn't re- I didn't get I didn't basically look at it. Anytime I get stuck, I would go there to figure out what the translation means.
mhm,
Um, but I try to do it by myself for most part. So I can, even now, looking at what you're showing me, I can kind of give you gist of the idea. I wasn't trying to do a word to word translation. Mostly I was trying to see what is the message in the sentence, so I can quickly understand the sentence.
mm.
So ayang dhammadesana katta basati. So the way I broken it down, basasati was something to do with speaking. So I
Basitati.
basitati, sorry. Where was this said? I derived that from Savatyang, because Savati, I remember, is a place. So
Yeah.
saying, place, I broke it down. Okay, this is something to do with where was this said, or something to that effect. Sure enough, that's I think what it means.
Mm-hmm.
And the next paragraph, sentence, Arabati. So again, I cheated a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Singular, Arabati, Arabaya. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, this is something to do with who's the subject. Subject is
Mm-hmm.
Chakupala, monk
Yeah.
Chakupala. So that's the way I broke it down. Oh, you typed it real quickly. How did you do that? Alankaritva.
It's on my computer. I have Windows
Okay.
input as a, so you see
Okay.
here I have these.
Oh, so I'm on a Linux machine. I got to figure out how to set that up on my machine. Once I
Yeah,
do that, perhaps I can type a little faster.
it is very fast. That's how I do it.
So the so if I continue, if you would you
Yeah,
like me
yeah,
to continue?
right. Well, so that's a goal for this day. I mean, to get you used to reading this
Uh,
part,
right. So
and the remainder we can decide by noon
okay,
as whether you want to continue it or switch to something else.
okay, okay. So
Excuse me.
bless you.
Thank you.
So Savatyang Kira Mahasuwanno Nama Kutimbako. I didn't understand what Suwanniko Mahasuwanniko was, but Nama Kutimbiko kind of implied to me, uh, name is whatever that follows Kutumbiko. So the author is trying to basically introduce someone who's living in Savatthi city. To get the idea of Suwanno, Mahasuwanno, I went and looked up the single translation. It says something to the effect of Kutumbaya or something. I still don't understand what that means either. But nevertheless, there's a person who is named uh, Kutumbiko in city of Savat.
Nope,
Uh,
his name is not Kutumbiko.
oh, so I misunderstood then.
His name is Mahasuwano.
Oh, I got it reversed then. So Mahasuwanno is the name.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay.
because then Mahasuwano is an O ending, which means it's a nominative singular.
Nominative singular. Okay.
So Kutumbiko is also referring to the same thing.
Nama Kutumbiko. Okay.
You see
Mahasuwanno Nama.
Mahasuwano, Kutumbiko, and you have all these Adho, Mahadano, Mahabogo, Aputtako.
Putoko.
All of
Right.
these are nominative. So they are all nominative. So because they are all nominative, they are referring to the same person,
Person.
same subject.
Adjectives. Adding
Right.
more things to his. Rapporteur,
right.
I suppose.
And then this is in the locative
Right.
in Savati. By name Mahasuanna, there was a family man, Kutumbiko,
Kutumbiko. Okay.
right?
Okay. Family man.
Ahosi, there was. That's the
There
verb.
was. Right.
So the simple sentence is Mahasuanno Nama Kutumbiko Ahosi. That's the simple sentence.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then other things have been added. Addo, wealthy, Mahadano, he had great wealth, Mahabogo, he had Mahaboga, like
Hmm.
consumable stuff, but he was Aputtako.
Aputtako. No. No children.
He didn't have any children.
Children. Okay. What is Kira?
Kira
Kira.
has no meaning, it's a word filler.
Ah. Okay.
So it's like in Hindi language also they have like hey, like
Okay.
hi, like hua.
Right.
These ones are like word fillers
Word fillers. Okay.
just to make the language beautiful in Indic languages.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So Eka Divasang. So Eka is one.
Ek divasam.
Ek.
Like you remember A and O are not long when they write, but you read it right.
It has to be A.
So you
Okay.
read it long,
Gotcha.
except when they follow right.
If I can correct it on the fly.
In writing, we don't say that though. I
Meaning?
did that.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Eka Divasa. Okay. What do you mean in writing we don't say it so?
We don't we only go with that. In
Oh,
writing, we don't say because it's a tradition that it on like
I see. I see. I understand what you mean.
it's mentioned as a.
But in reading Pali, you have to always remember to pronounce it in long, except when it's following a Y or something along those lines, right?
Except when like so etta seyo otto sotti are examples. So in there it's short.
Mm, mm,
Etta seyo before double consonant
mm, mm, mm,
it's short.
mm,
Other times it's always long.
mm, mm, mm. Right. Is that the cheat code? Etta Seiyo? Etta,
Is that what's the word you used?
no, cheat code. It's a cheat code. So
It's given. It's a bunch of words given in the grammar books.
so you can that yeah you immediately went to that to remember where it's short form. So I guess
Yeah,
that's the short cheat code in that sense. Etta Seiyo.
yeah. This comes also from our class previously.
Okay.
That if people remember, I gave these. I mean, the book, the new Pali course also gives in
Gives the
the
same. Okay.
alphabet descriptions.
Gotcha. Etta Seiyo. All right. So so Eka
Mm-hmm.
Divasang
Mm-hmm.
one day.
Yeah.
Naha Titang. Titang, I remember something to do with Tirtha.
Nhani tithang.
Nhan.
Yeah.
Nhan Titang. Titang is something to do with a place. So Nhan
Tirthaya.
Titang is a Tirtha, yes.
Yeah.
Place of taking a bath.
Yeah. Bathing place.
So one day, bathing place, agachanto. So coming from the bathing place, there's added words here to say maybe took a good bath or whatever. Natva, natva. I skipped those parts because I just wanted to get the idea. I didn't want to like do word to word translation. I just wanted to understand what the sentence means. Antara magge, I think is atara magadi on the way,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
something along those lines. Sampanna patta sakang, I skip that word. Ekang is one, identifying one. Vanaspating. So Vanaspating Disva. So the way I did a loose quick translation, one day he's coming from taking a bath, and on the way he sees a tree of some sort. Sampat,
Yeah.
Sampanna Sampat Sakang is describing this, I guess, fabulous tree or something, I suppose.
Well, sampan means endowed with patta, leaves, and sakhang,
Oh, makes sense.
branches.
Okay, could have broken that down too, I guess.
And also, I want you to get the grammar here. You see, all of these have the same ending. Sakhang,
Sakang,
ekang,
Kang,
pating.
Mm-hmm.
And so this wa is the verb. That's an absolutive that you can't change it any further. This wa, having seen.
I see.
Uh, so what was seen is the object. An object usually is put in accusative singular. That is why you have accusative singular endings here.
Is that a grammar rule for?
For the object, you always follow the accusative form. And so here it's singular, so they put everything in accusative singular. And what
Oh, makes sense.
the
Okay. Yes.
case here, antara magge is locative singular.
Magge. Yes.
Yeah, agachanto, when it is anta ending, this is happening, like this is present continuous form,
Present continuous form.
returning,
Right. Right.
returning from
While
absolute,
while coming
returning
back.
from after bathing.
Right. Okay. So hatva natva. Natva is what? After ending.
Not really. Natva, we have to look at the dictionary. That's a like a. They can only say nhatva, but let's look at the dictionary for that. Are you seeing the?
I'm seeing the web page. Yes. Natva.
It's nyatva.
Nyatva.
Not exactly the one we are looking for.
Nyatva.
Hmm. No.
Coming back to the beginning again.
Huh.
What does the Pitaka tell Casey? See.
Yeah. Let me open the other one also. This is a time wasting thing. I should have done it before.
Well, not necessarily. For me, I thought about doing word-to-word translation at first, and then I realized it's going to take me a lot of time. I'm constantly getting distracted, going for the dictionary, coming back, having to reread. So I thought I'll skip some of these intermediate words and see if I can get the general idea of the sentence, so I can understand what's said, move to the next sentence. So that's basically what I did. I wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily doing word-to-word translation, uh, and try to combine the translated words. Instead, I look at the whole sentence, guessed it for most part, guess what the meaning means, and try to move forward. And in
That
some
would
word,
help. It's it's quick reading.
quick reading,
Uh,
yes.
no, that's not such a word.
Nyatva.
Natwa,
Nyat.
as I guessed, was like bending, like sort of like Namim.
I see. So what does that has
Natwa
to
means
do?
vendor,
What does that have to do with taking a
bathing,
bath?
right?
Right.
Exactly. That's why I couldn't bring it as a as the meaning that works in there. So like, why would he do that?
So in Pitaka.lk, the Pali Sinhala translation, Nyatva is identified as
That's
Danaganim,
yeah.
but there's
It's
a
in
different Nyatva.
jnana.
Oh, so that's not the same.
Yeah, it comes from jnana.
Oh dear, that doesn't help either.
So I think what I am seeing is so here this should be in parentheses, probably from where you quoted it. This may be in parentheses because one would use nahatva, nhatva, or someone else would use natva.
I used the same English document you sent me the other day.
Okay,
So I'm
so
guessing this is coming from the software because I think I saw something similar in the software when you were showing me the software during our first session.
okay, so yeah, we find it there like that. It's just commentary Pali. For
Right.
some reasons, they have put two words that are not even in parentheses. So
Parentheses. Right.
sometimes they do that. Like if you go to the Mola and they put some things in blue, meaning this is instead of Anapayini, someone else in KA, perhaps in Laotian, like
Mm, mm,
Khmer, they
mm,
would use Anupayini.
mm.
So that they give in. So that also seems not be the case here. Anyway, let's go back to where we were.
Right. So I think it's Ayang Mahesakya Devataya Paragahito Bhavasatiti. Um,
Bhavisyati.
okay, so there's a couple of mistakes. Few more mistakes, I think. I'm pretty
It's
sure.
okay.
I missed that quite a bit. Bhavisati, I think, is staying, be staying in a place, something to do with that, if I remember.
Bhavisyati. Vihaki.
We are hacking,
So
becoming.
Bhavisyati. Issa is a future tense. If you look at the verb
Yes,
issa conjugation,
right.
anything to do with issa, when it is a verb, then it should be referring to the future.
Okay. So to get the rough idea, so my translation, my rough translation,
Mm-hmm.
Ayang Mahesakya Devataya Parigahito Bhavisati. So who lives here? What Devataya? What God lives here? That's the way I translated it. But I guess someone
No,
could.
no.
I guess the Bhavis, because of the way Bhavisati is used here, I guess some deity must be living here. I guess.
Oh yeah, so it's actually referring to the neuter gender, ayang, this tree,
Mm,
okay,
mm, mm.
devataya, by a deity who is Mahesakhaya, who is mighty one,
Mm, mm.
okay, parigahito, possessed, or
Parigahito.
made the abode of, not abode,
Okay.
abode of. This tree must be
Occupied by a great
must
deity.
be exactly occupied by a great deity.
I see. Okay. All right. Uh,
Thus, of that tree,
mm.
go
Het,
ahead.
hetta bagang soda petva Pakara parikepang. That uh, I so I'm trying not to fall into the trap of making direct relationship to singular words. Um, so pakara, I felt like something to do with the prakara, some sort of a I don't know building building something, some sort of a maybe.
Yeah, you are doing a pretty good job of that. That you can guess the Pali from Sinhala, and that's what helping me also. But read to the end of the sentence, so
Okay,
and then break it into small sentences.
okay. Uh, oh, Kara Kara Petwa Walukang. I remember Walukang. That's valley, sand, something to do with sand.
Mm-hmm.
Okira Petwa.
Okira petwa again, A and O.
Oh, Okira Petwa.
Petwa,
Okira Petwa. Okira Petwa Dajja Takang Us
patakang.
Patna. So I'm missing a pa here. Oh dear. I should have read a little bit more.
No,
Dajja
no, this is.
Patakang Usa Petwa
Mm-hmm.
Wanapating Alang Karitwa An, Anj, Angeling Karitwa. So uh,
Continue on.
Sache Puttang Wa Ditarang Wa Labheyang Tumhakang Mahasak Mahasakarang Karisamiti Pattanang Katwa Pakami.
Mm-hmm. Now find small sentences within that larger one.
So the words I can definitely understand. Sache Puttang, so that has something to do with the sun. Labeyang, have. Tumhakang, Mahasakara, Sakarang, Karisami, Pattanang, Katva, Pakami. Hard to guess. Um,
Mm-hmm. ප්‍රාර්ථනාවක් කරලා පිටත් වුණා. පත්තනම් කත්වා පක්කාමි.
Pattanang is wish.
A wish. ප්‍රාර්ථනයක්.
I see. Pattanam, Prarthana. Oh dear. Okay.
Pakkami meaning left.
Pakam. Pakati? Is that a word?
Pakkami meaning left. So Pakkami should come from
Left.
Pakkamisami, Pakkamati. So Pakkamati
Pakkamati.
meaning leaving.
Leaving.
Pakkama is the root.
Pakkamati. So Pakkamati, Pakkamanti. That's the way to, I guess.
Right.
Okay. All right. New word.
Mm-hmm.
Pakkamati. Leaving. Okay. So he made a wish. I guess he made a wish to the tree and said something to the effect of, if I get a son, because he's childless,
Mm-hmm.
he's making a wish. I guess he's gonna do something to the tree. Tumhakang Maha Sakarang Karisami. So he's gonna do something. Karisami.
Karissami.
Karisami. What exactly is he gonna do? That I'm not sure. Tumhakang, that's you.
He doesn't say that, but what really happens is that he now saw the tree. Okay.
Okay.
He thought, oh, this must be occupied by a tree deity. Tassa hetta bhagang sodha petva. Of that tree, hetta bhagang, lower part.
Hetta Bhaga.
Sodha petva, having washed.
Oh, okay.
Pakara parikhepang kara petva, having built Pakara parikhepang, a surrounding wall.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Prakarya. Okay.
Parikhepang means like around the
Enclosure.
territory, around the tree, he put a pakara, a
Uh-huh.
wall.
Uh-huh.
Bodhi prakarya.
Right.
Valukang okirapetva, putting sand.
Sand. Okay.
Dajapatakang ussapetva, having hoisted flags.
Hmm. Dajje. Oh, okay.
Right. Vanapating alankaritva, having beautified, decorated the tree. Vanapati is the lord of the vana, the lord of the forest, meaning
Tree.
the tree. Anjaling karitva, so he put his palms together, like put his
Ah.
fingers together.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then he made a wish. Sache puttang va dhitarang va labheyang. If I, so labheyang refers to if I were to get
Mm-hmm.
a son or daughter.
Oh, he's making that doesn't matter what son or daughter. So Ditarang
Yeah,
is daughter,
yeah, dhitarang is daughter.
daughter, Ditar, dat. Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. Duhitu is the word for dua. Duhitu. Dhitara is duhitara becomes dhitara, like dhitara.
Daughter seems to have also derived from the same root or same word. They both
Yeah,
sound similar.
right.
Daughter, Dutaru,
Yeah,
Duyu,
dudaru,
Duturu. Uh-huh. Okay,
uttadaraka, ambudaru.
Ambudar,
If I
Uttadaraka.
get either a son or daughter,
Uh,
tumhakang, to you,
uh-huh.
it's dative, singular. Mahasakkarang karisami. I will do great treatments to you. I will look after you in a heavy, like even better than this.
Sakara,
I did Sakkarang already. I
Sakara,
did Sakkara. I did,
Satkar.
yeah.
Oh, so so last semester I remember several times when we were in the Pali class, I was trying to guess the word using singular and they ended up being false positives. So I'm trying to control myself every time I see something. Uh, that's
No,
why
no,
I
it's okay. Let it come until it gets correctly registered.
okay sakarang. So there seems to be quite a lot of words that I could have guessed, and my guess would have been correct. Usa, I thought something to do with higher. Daja, I thought maybe something to do with flag, but I wasn't sure. So that's okay, I guess. But I'm reading much
Yeah.
faster now. I'm reading. I'm not reading. I'm
Well, this Pali is, as you know, this is commentary Pali,
Atua. I see.
close to Sinhala language because Sinhala derived around the same time with this. And
That's the
the Mula
advantage, I guess.
Pali is not so different, but the patterns can be complicated because it was a language that is being used at the time. Well, because it's the Buddha's teachings, we don't find stories in
Mm,
detail
mm,
as
mm,
much
mm,
as
mm.
this one. But there is Pali that you will understand there too.
That's the difference, I guess. Yeah, that kind of makes sense because I thought translating this is a lot faster on the fly compared to. So every morning we have pirit. So even this morning, I think it's the Mahapirita. I'm trying to listen and to on the fly translations can do it. I can do the first part where it was said, thus I have heard Savatyang Vihariti Jetavane Anathapindika Sarame. Yes, I'm feeling great. I translated all of that and now I'm like, okay, now I'm lost. I give up. Can't do it. uh, so he's making a great vow. Not a great vow. He's wishing.
Yeah,
He's wishing that if I get a son or a daughter, I'll come back and treat you even better. Having
yeah,
treated the tree with the enclosement and using sand. I guess he laid sand to make it beautiful and put
Yeah,
bags around it. And he's saying, "Here's my first round. If I get a son or a daughter, I'll come back and do more." Something like that's those lines, I guess.
yeah.
Okay. Uh, Atasana Atasana Chiraseva
You know what?
Bariyaya.
You don't have to actually do this already. If you did you copy this from somewhere or you typed it?
I typed it.
Because if you go here, you get this in Sinhala script.
Yeah, you're showing something that I'm not seeing.
Oh, ta-da.
In the software, I remember now. You said I can get it in single script.
And here is that.
Right.
And let's try to put Sinhala script. Not responding because many
It's
things.
rendering. Yeah, it's rendering. It's taking time to render, which is a good thing. That means it's not uh, fetching things from a database. It's actually doing on the fly rendering of letters, which might be a
Yeah,
lot more accurate.
in that case, this won't be very beneficial for those who are watching the video afterwards.
But if someone's watching and if they have a different tongue and if their tongue is supported, it's still useful, I suppose.
Like that.
Hmm. I understand what you mean.
So, well, maybe we should go back to where you were because it has both languages.
The reason I did this is mostly to force myself to read and try to see if I can break down the words I'm reading as I'm reading them.
Hmm.
Uh, if I was simply reading the English, I would just read them and just move on. But when I was typing it, it forced me to think about every word a little bit more carefully. So that's mostly why I did it. It takes me some time, but I thought it helped me break down some of the words, or at least start to guess some of the words.
Yeah, so next time when you listen to Pirit,
Hmm.
um, they say evam me sutang ekan samayam bhagava savatyang viharati jetavane anathapindikasarame. And then it says Atako Anyatara Devata Abhikantaya Ratya Abhikantavanna Kevala Kappang Jetavanang. Now look at the pattern there. Kevala Kappang Jetavanang. This must be referring to the same word,
Accusative,
accusative singular.
singular.
Obhasetva, having beautified, like having illuminated. Uh,
Ah,
Jena
so
Bhagava Tenupasangkami, where there was the Buddha, there he came, Upasankamitva, having come. So,
I can break that. No,
yeah.
when you're breaking it down like that, I feel like I can break it down. But I
Mm-hmm.
guess so the problem is, for me at least, I get so bogged down in details. So, for example, Atako Anyatara Devata, and I'm like, what? But towards the end, when the way you broke it down, now I understand. It's basically saying, in a nutshell, gods illuminated the area, Jetava,
Yeah,
the area where Buddha was residing at the time. Um, it's those adjectives to make it even more flowery. The flowery language gets me
yeah,
lost.
yeah. A certain deity, Anyatara Devata, Anyatara, Ektara Devi.
Anyatara Devata. Oh, okay. Atako?
Atako, after that,
Atako
at
Anyatara
that time,
Devata.
like then,
Abhikang. Okay, okay. Atako anyatara devata.
Abhikantaya Ratya, in the deep night.
Ratya. Oh, Ratriya. Ratya.
In that's locative singular, Ratya, because it's ending, it's feminine.
Wow. Wow. This is going to take my lifetime to understand Pali. Oh dear.
Yeah,
Okay.
if I don't remind you of the cases, you are not going to learn it for good. Otherwise, you are going to keep guessing all your life.
It's going to take my whole life, but I'll try, I guess. Hmm.
Or try to see like it goes with your interest when you see like a word like Ratya,
Mm,
and
mm.
then you begin asking questions like what case could that be, and how do we try to remember that.
The problem is when I hear the word Ratya, I'm trying to figure out if this is a noun with some sort of a conjugation or Ratya is Ratya itself a word by itself.
It's a
I
noun, it's not a verb, or
mm,
it is a word, of course, and
mm, mm.
Ratya is Ratri.
Ratri, right. When you highlight that Ratya is Ratri, now I can understand, okay, Ratya, this is locative,
Singular.
instead of saying Ratte, I suppose. Ratya
Yeah,
to
we don't
make it
say Ratte.
poetic, right. So it's poetic. Uh,
Yeah.
hmm, I see. How long did it take you to be able to break Pali like that, down like that? 5 years?
It came with self practice mostly. I was chanting and then I wanted to look at the meaning immediately as I
Mm,
was chanting.
mm.
So there was like this, there is Pali here, and there was the meaning underneath. And then I put the two together. It's only like when you do it every day for a couple of months, like 3 months. So what you are, yeah, when you listen to the chanting next time, what you need to do is pull open the chanting with the translation. I can share one with you,
Okay,
and
yes,
then
please.
quickly send your eyes between the lines, and then you get it. There's
Hmm.
word by word translations I have done on Tunpitake.
Okay.
There's a book I did somewhere. It should be online also. Somebody put it online.
You translated all the suttas?
Yeah. Well, the not Tunpitake, Tun Sutre.
Tunsutte, Tunsutte. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, just let's give it a first try. If it doesn't come, see this one.
The
Tun
Hampa.
Sutra Late Paden Pade. So this is the book I did. And now keep that with you and then immediately follow the chanting.
Chanting. Makes sense.
Yeah.
The Hampa.
Sometimes I would click it. Oh yeah, there you go. Not maybe not all the pages. So it should be somewhere. I should have the book with me also.
This was published in Sri Lanka. And
Yeah.
removed the
A doctor
publication.
family wanted this. I didn't know they did the second edition. So this is very I have put a little story and it's there. Okay, so that's something for me to send to you.
That'll help. Thank you.
Yeah. You don't need to wait for the chanting time. You just play a chanting and then.
Right, right. Yeah. I understand what you mean. Yes. Tunsutre Arte Padin
Are you
Padin.
seeing this now? The
I found the Facebook page. Oh, yes, I'm looking at the Jakku Palawattu now. Yes. Um, so shall I continue? I get no. I don't think I translated. No, I was atassa na chiraseva ba Bariyaya Kuchiang Gabo Patitasi
Patittahasi.
Patitasi Sa Gabbasa Patitta
Patittita bhavang nyatva.
Patittita Bhavang Nyatva Tas Aro Chesi Bariyaya wife, spouse,
Spouses kuchyang. Stomach.
stomach, gabo. So garbashe, I guess
Gaba.
gabba. Oh, gabba. Okay.
Patittasi. A fetus
Fetus. Okay.
established.
So
Meaning she got pregnant.
atas na chiraseva. Na is a negation.
Na chiraseva. Chira meaning a long time. Na chiraseva means
Oh,
within a
shortly
short time.
after. Oh, shortly after the wife got pregnant, basically.
Mhm.
Something along those lines.
Right.
Okay.
Atasta. Atha means after. Asa are together here. Atha asa.
Atas. Uh-huh.
Then
Atas.
to his bariyaya, to his wife.
Sorry, I didn't still get atasa. Atasa is asa
So it's atha
locative.
plus asa together. So
Atasa.
after that,
Shortly after that,
of his, we don't have a, we have asa meaning of his, atha meaning after that, nachiraseva meaning in a short time.
in a short time.
Nachirasa eva. So this is how you break it. Nachirasa eva. These are three words in there. Na is separate. Chirasa meaning a long time. Eva, indeed. Eva meaning indeed. Indeed in a short time.
Hmm.
So they are putting more emphasis to that. Like, so to indicate that it's because he did that tree worship that he got his wife got pregnant.
Pregnant. Atasa nachiraseva.
Na chirasa eva.
Nachiraseva.
Indeed in a short time.
Indeed, in a short time afterwards. After that.
Well, this after that refers to after making all the offerings to the tree. Then Nachirasev refers to another thing in a short time.
So I guess English translation would be indeed after a short time after the tree worship. Oh,
Yes.
okay. I
Yeah.
see. I see. Those four words punch a lot of words, I guess, within there.
Yeah.
Bariyaya Kuchiang Gabbo Patitasi. The wife got pregnant. Oh,
Yeah.
wife Pilisita. I don't know how to say it
He
in
got
English.
conceived.
Conceived. Yes, wife got conceived.
Ariaya Kuchiang in the womb of his wife.
Mm,
So of his wife.
mm. Kuchiang.
Kuchiang in the womb. Is that the word?
Kuchiang. Young.
Gabho, fetus, patitasi, established.
Past tense. Fetus. Sa sa gabbassa patitta
Patittita
patitta
bhavang nyatva.
bhavang nyatva tassa arochesi.
Sa arochesi. She informed. Okay, these two go together.
Sa
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 arochesi. I'm putting the main sentence in
uh-huh.
yellow here, so you make the connection. Sa arochesi. She informed.
So female, sa is female.
Yeah, sa means she.
What is the male
It's
version?
feminine. Sa, again sa. Main version is sa. Sa itti, that woman.
No, masculine version, I suppose. So
So,
to and sa.
yeah. So puriso, that man.
Ah, so
Sa
puriso.
itti,
So
yeah.
puriso. Okay. Sa.
That,
So and sa. Okay.
sa itti, that's that woman. So nyatva, having known, this is an absolutive.
Ah, no knowledge. Not nyatva. Okay.
Yeah,
Having known.
known. Absolutive. You can't break it into any further, so it's
Mm.
absolutive. So she having known, what have she known? Patittita bhavang of gabbas, of the womb. Patittita bhavang, the establishment
Mm. Mm.
that the womb, well, of the fetus actually.
Mm. Mm.
Gabbas of the fetus establishment have, establishment of the fetus having known. Arochesi, informed thus to him. She informed him. That's basically the idea.
Idea, right. So tassa gabbas parihara madasi.
Now this
Sa
is again Pali grammar.
parihara madasi.
Pariharang. I can type diacritical marks in here. So I'm going to switch to singular. It's easier in a word. Pariharang adasi. When there is a niggahita, this is this bindu is the
Hindu,
niggahita,
right, right.
the nasal sound, and a vowel easily a mer sound would come,
I see.
making it parihara madasi.
Parihara madasi.
It replaces bindua, it replaces the nasal. So when it's replacing the nasal, this again is combined with Actually, what comes is in between. Plus becomes mer, right? Is the original form. Plus is mer. Pariharang adasi, pariharam adasi. So this has been replaced.
Parihara madasi. Pariharang usage. Parihara. Pariharang.
Parihara meaning looking after.
Okay.
Parihara, like.
So that's a gabbasa pariha. So she carefully looked after, something to that effect.
No, this is not she. This is so he.
Oh dear. Okay.
He adasi. He gave parihara treatments. Like parihara means upahara, parihara, sort of like looking after her very well.
Okay.
Tassa gabbasa, of her gabbasa, of her,
So
fetus.
tas the feminine version of tassa is tassa.
Yes,
Okay. Tassa.
tassa gabbasa, of her fetus. Pariharang adasi, gave good, he gave good care of. that
He
fetus.
took, okay.
Yeah, he took good care.
So Tassa and Tassa. So I'm trying to reinforce something in my mind here. Tassa and Tassa basically is he and she, or something to, if something to that effect of
Tassa is
his
again
and
genitive singular.
right,
Tassa meaning his.
his
Tassa is of her.
genitive. So what's the root word? Where
So is
they.
the root word. So and the.
Oh dear, I think we had a lesson on this, if I remember. Come to think of it.
It's okay. This is how you now you are swimming in the ocean. So
Yeah, I am
let it come.
sinking.
Let it come again. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So te twang tumhe ahang mayang. I see. I see. We did have a lesson on this. I've somehow
Yeah.
forgotten.
So this is a homework for you. Find. I think I can also help you in that. Find all the declensions in one place. There was a
Mm,
chart. It
mm.
must be in Slack, also in online.
Okay.
So you refer to that all the time.
Okay. I'll do that.
Yeah.
All right.
You're
Makes
good
sense.
at online finding, so that's you know.
So so te tumhe twang. Mm. Now I remember. I
So
see.
te tante tena te bitehi tena te bitehi tassa te sante sanam tassa te sante te sanam tamha tasma te bitehi. It's like that.
Gotcha.
So you have to have a chart next to you. Well, online is enough. So you share it, so we can go to it immediately.
Right. Right.
But we can do it right now, actually. Table.
I think Sherry might have shared something like this some time ago.
Yeah, she put. uh, So masculine. This is not what I was looking for. Hmm. So let's see. This would be helpful. There was also one that has everything in one place, in one page.
I think I know what you mean. What you're referring to, I mean. I think it might be a PDF in Slack, if I remember right. I
Yeah,
think someone posted it in Slack. Might have been Sherry.
yeah, it should be there.
I think I can find it.
Yeah, so I have it in my collection also. I will find it.
Thank you. Yes.
There's a huge collection of things that I can share. But this is the most important thing. Now you know what to look, where to look.
Mm, mm,
That this has something to do with the declension.
mm,
And now slowly you will get it. Now, without you knowing, it registers in your brain. Oh,
mm,
tassa has something to do with Pali declension.
mm, mm,
So it's feminine, like you said, and it's something to do with belonging to someone.
mm, mm.
So you are making that connection.
Connection. Right.
Let that happen naturally, and before you know, you stop going to that declension chart.
Right.
Only 1-2 times you will go.
Right.
Then you build confidence. Oh, now I don't have to even look because I'm confident that this was there.
Shall I continue?
Yeah,
Sa dasamasachayena puttang vijay. So that one I can guess. 10 months, a boy was born. She gave birth to a son after
yeah.
10 months.
Okay, so after 10 months, where do you get that?
Dasamasa. Again, guessing, but Dasamasa. So 10 months. Tasamad
Achayena.
achayena.
Okay?
Yena. Ena. Achayena. Ena declension.
Yeah, by ending 10 months. Achayena.
Ena.
Asamasa
Oh,
avamin.
avamming.
Gavimin. Chayavimin.
Achayena. Okay. Make a lot of sense when you break it down like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Dasamasa Achayena. After
Achayena.
after 10 months.
10 months. Vijay.
Puttang Vijay. Puttang in accusative singular
Utang.
as the
Yes.
object. Vijay. Delivered.
Vijay. Vijay. Past tense. Vijay.
Yeah.
So root word for delivering is Vijati. Vijanti.
No,
Vijayati.
like Jati. Jati is birth. And then you can do other things like Vijanana, Vijati. So
Where did the V come from?
they
So
have added, uh,
like,
okay, so
see, these are the complications that gets me in trouble. So I remember Pachati became Apachiti or Apache. So
mhm,
was added, but at the same time, is used in other places to imply negation. So, for example, Gachati, Agachati. Gachati is going, Agachati is the reverse, coming. So it's sort of like flipping.
yeah,
So I already had uh, I would what's the correct word here? So I was already been trying to be careful every time I see a now. I cannot immediately say this has to do with an opposite of something because of the possibility of a past tense.
uh-huh.
It seems like V is also used in that vinyana. I remember. So jnana vinyana. That's improvement. So is it V is
It's,
division? See, these are the complications that makes me
see,
run
we
all over the place.
like Jayati is the word, and then V has been added to put more emphasis there, to bring forth, to bear, to give birth to, and then it's aorist. Aorist is past tense, Vijay. And I said Jati has the closest connection to Jati is birth. So Jayati is also delivery, being born,
Jayati.
um, and Vijayatvan, having delivered, Vijaya Peti, to cause to deliver, to cause to bring forth. So Vijaya is different from this. Vijaya means conquering,
Right.
but Jayati is the Jayati and Jati are words for delivery,
Delivery. I see.
birth.
Birth. Mm, mm.
So Tassa Jayati, he appeared there.
Okay. Okay. Vijayati.
So we is the question for you, like why we, what is we doing here?
Vipassana. Vinyana.
We, yeah, emphasizing. Vijnana doesn't do anything there.
Jnana vinyana. So there's no
Oh yeah,
real
that's right. Jnana and, yeah, you can look at it that way. Jnana and Vijnana. Right. We is VVIP.
Yeah, VIP. Yes. So emphasis, higher emphasis,
Right.
greater emphasis.
Yeah.
So Vijati. So Jati is sorry, not Jati. Jayi. Jayi is Jayi also valid then as a past tense?
What is what is
So
Jai a valid
Jayi
sense?
is Jayi
Yeah,
also.
Jai alone can be.
So I
I
could have
think,
used Jayi. So if instead of Vijay, I could have used Jai. V is added to give emphasis to the birth, I guess. Well, nothing to do with emphasis, right?
uh, Jai Sati. I'm looking at other examples. So Jai meaning, yeah. Well, again, without V is one is born.
So I'm looking at the Pali book. So I'm trying to make that same connection. So in past tense, in the Pali book, if you remember, Pacha had four different variants for the third person. Apache, Pachi, Apache, Pachi. So over there, was
Jai, Jai,
Jai,
Ajai,
Ajayi,
Jai.
Vijayi. They all say the same thing. That's my question, I guess. Jayi, Ajayi, Vijayi. So they also say the same exact thing, or are this Vijayi different from Ajayi? I guess
Vijay and Ajay, uh, Ajay. I'm
you haven't heard that
completely
word.
not sure of
Uh-huh.
Ajay. And Jai, Ajay, as you can see, Jai is here clearly. Do you see
Right.
the
Yes.
dictionary?
Highlighted word. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Vijay is perhaps belonging in the same place, but how can I be sure not seeing an example of it? So I
I
can
think
say yes, but that
I
doesn't,
think you answered my question because I mean, Ajayi seems to be an odd word to you, which means you
yeah,
probably haven't come across it that much. So the way I'm looking at it is probably wrong.
yeah, it may mean something else completely
Else, right?
sometimes.
Ajayi, right? Language are fun.
Jiyati niyati is a nice thing. One is born and gets old.
Miyati is dead, dying.
No, sorry, all these three.
Jayati,
Look at this.
Jiyati, Mi. Oh, nice.
Jayati, Jiyati, Niyati. One is born, gets old, and dies.
That's a good phrase. Jayati, Jiyati. Jayati is born, Jiyati is living, Miyati is dying. No, gets old.
Yeah, Niyati.
Jayati, Jiyati, Miyati. That should be like a catchphrase to put at the
Yeah,
top of the door or something. Jayati, Jiyati, Miyati.
I'm taking notes here. Jayati, Jiyati, Niyati.
You can
I
create one
think
of
this
your.
is from Diganikai.
Yeah, you might be able to create one of your graphics. You create graphics, right? In your emails, you have small graphics at the end. So
Yeah,
Jayati, Jiyati, Miyati. That would be a
it's
nice one.
actually asking, open this email. This is interesting.
Right, right.
I should use an email sender so I can tell who opened my email.
So you know exactly who's actually paying attention and who is redirecting
Right.
everything to a spam
Yeah.
directory or somewhere else.
It goes over to 400 something people, close to 500.
Oh, your subscription list, you mean? Well,
Yeah.
not subscription list, sender list.
Yeah.
Uh, it's okay. I mean, it seems like yesterday how many were there? There was
17
17 in Zoom itself, and I think there were 8 or something in Facebook.
maybe.
But then again, I was using two feeds. I had one from Zoom and one from Facebook. So there could be
Yeah.
others like me who might be double dipping.
That's why when I count my blessings, I count you twice. Count.
Twice as good karma. Nice. Anyway. Uh, so in a practical sense, I'm just asking a practical question. You said you got ordained after you did your A levels, right? Or close
O
to
levels.
that O levels. Were you able to read Pali at that time before you got ordained? Or
Oh, my Tata made me chant with Pirit book because Tata goes to Pirit. Pirit chantings as a
so you already
layperson.
had the background coming in? Okay,
Yeah,
you
and
had.
he also, because elephants were coming in the area, he taught me how to read mantra books,
Okay,
inherited from his teacher.
I see.
I hated that.
Does it work?
No. I mean, never tried. And he said then he was also interested in Ayurvedic medicine.
Okay.
All he did was he inherited some books from somebody, and he started buying Sampata Pattare or something. There he finds a lot of interesting Ayurvedic medicines
Mm.
published. So he
Mm.
would take notes, and he wants me to wake up at 3 in the morning to memorize this. And
Wow.
now, after I became a monk, I learned Pali and I started correcting his Pali. I said that's wrong. He didn't like
How
that.
does it? Does he accept that? Does he
No,
welcome that? No.
no, he still makes mistakes. He's now a monk.
Oh, he
Because
became ordained. Did he?
he's a monk, yeah, he's now a Buddhist
Oh,
monk.
wow.
He hated me becoming a monk. For 5 years, he didn't talk to me, and now he's a monk.
Wow. Fascinating. Same temple.
No, he's a forest monk, so
Nice.
he lives in the forest.
Does your mom still live? Is she still
Yeah, she's there.
okay?
She's living a comfortable life because he's not home. He was-
Oh dear. Oh dear. I
But that's
didn't hear
okay.
that.
I'm open
Oh
because
dear.
he suffered a lot because of him.
Oh wow.
Nobody could believe that he became a monk, but he did.
Maybe you persuaded him
Yeah,
to.
yeah. I was writing kavi to him, and he's good at writing kavi,
Mm,
and we exchanged that. And after my kavi, I would say I encourage you to become a monk,
mm, mm.
in kavi. So, and he said I got all these tattoos in me, and I said, well, I can help you, remove them if that is embarrassing to you.
Wait,
He
wait.
said,
He has tattoos, so he's like what? Hippie type at his young age.
I don't know what they did. I think there was a time when tattoos were popular, and
Interesting. Okay.
so his friends must have said, write
Mm.
things in your chest like Amma Budhueva and
Oh dear.
Hitta Honda, kind of things.
Next time you go to Sri Lanka, if I'm also there, we should probably go and see you.
You should go see him without me also. I mean, he's a very nice monk.
Okay.
And my brother is also a monk. So recently, my friend who has a car
Mm,
put them together. My brother and my father. They went to Kandy and they went to Norelia to find a book.
mm.
Actually, find an older version of this book,
Tiruvana.
Abhinav Sahasranavansa.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so that way they got together and they spent quite a good quality time.
Mm.